All right. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to episode 6 of the SideQuest podcast where four nerds get together weekly and discuss video games, TVs, movies, and any other nerdy type stuff they're interested in. And here is one of your hosts, Sasquatch Nugget.
Hey guys, the bringer of the weird and wacky news, Sasquatch Nugget. How has your week been? Mine has been great. I can be found everywhere that you can look for me. I'm not reading them all off because I hate this part, and I'll tell you every time. Over to you, whoever wants to go next. Oh no, we lost Zach.
Oh no.
Everyone still here?
Everyone but you.
Who got the ball? Who's
You.
Oh, I got the ball.
Your camera's off.
I don't know what happened. Like I just dropped back in. But anyway, I'm Spider. You can find me on Twitch and Mixer and finally Twitter under the same name, SUISPIDER. And I can't wait to get down and dirty with some of this podcast action. And I'm gonna toss this right over to Pascal while I fix my webcam here.
Guten Tag. I'm Pascal. You can find me on Twitter, P42C4L, Twitch, P42C4L, Xbox, and Steam, and I don't know, everything except Instagram.
And I am Westman Y2K. You can call me Wes. I've got the socials and all the gamer tags on lockdown at WestmanY2K on everything. So that's where I'm at. So yeah, it's time to show in which we discuss what we've been doing over the last, in this case, couple weeks because we took 2 weeks off. So we hit it up with Mr. Pascal, the resident German. What you been up to lately, man? What you been playing?
I've been playing a lot No Man's Sky. It just came out again on Xbox with the newest update, and man, I don't know. I'm kind of embarrassed to say this, but I have already 40 hours. It's been out a week. I just can't stop playing it. Like I literally can't stop playing it. It's so much fun. I'm creating my base and played a little bit FIFA in between, and then I started raging again, so I stopped doing that. Played one game of Madden. I don't see any difference because I just don't play Madden. And other than that, it's been just a mixed bag. And yeah, No Man's Sky is kind of like the main game I'm playing. I kind of wanted to play Battlefield 1. It got like an Xbox One X patch with 4K and stuff. Like, so I kind of want to see how it looks now on the console. But yeah, other than that, yep, No Man's Sky all the way. What about you, Nugget?
Oh, wait. 5 seconds is all you're going to talk about No Man's Sky? I'm confused.
I mean,
I was getting ready to buy it.
Yeah,
You gotta sell this game to somebody real quick, man.
Okay, Nugget. I spent 40 hours on it. I have not regretted any of those hours or minutes or seconds. It was so much fun. I played a little bit with Wes, played a little bit with MacGyver, one of my friends that also got it.
From the TV show?
Yeah, no, it's just his gamer tag. I just played, and I don't know. I played 40 hours. I did a little bit of story missions. There's like a story mission, but it's not really what the game is about. And with the base building, with all the parts you have now, it's crazy. Like people built like Vice City cities, like the city from Vice City, the beach area. They rebuilt that. They built like crazy stuff. I don't know. I played 40 hours and I built my badass base with underground mechanisms and stuff. But I literally just barely like touched the game. Like I'm still like 700,000 light years away from the center core. To reach the center, there's so much still to do. I probably seen 0.2% of what's in the game. Found really weird planets with like hexagon patterns and like all like weird, like exotic.
What are you screenshots you sent me? Were those
in game
from you in game?
From me and friends, yeah, and one or two from Reddit, but they're all in game on Xbox.
What do you mean hexagon patterns?
It's like an they're like exotic planets. They're like kind of like unstable planets, and they're like really weird. They kind of fit in with the lore of the Sentinels, like the enemy race there, and there's this controlling faction, and you kind of figure out in the story what is this all about. But it's like weird planets with like there's weird shit going on. Like I can't explain it. It's like hexagon, like there's all this little like yeah hexagon forms on this planet, like
Okay.
weird plants. It looks like a straight up sci-fi shit that is like a broken planet from like Tron or something. I don't know. It's just weird. But yeah, it's so much fun. Like I hope I can play it with you guys more. But yeah.
I'm definitely gonna be playing it some more.
Yeah, and the cool thing is you guys can just join, or like even if you're like I upload my base every time I edit it. So if you go to my coordinates, it says like your friend's bases through a teleporter on the space stations, or you build one, you can actually see my base, use it, expand it. Like even if I'm not online, like you can go on and do stuff. So it's all shared universe. So that's pretty neat.
I like that part, being able to go there, because that's like a lot of the reasons why we stopped playing Minecraft a lot is because you have to wait for that other person to be on.
Yeah, definitely. No,
How many-
That's pretty interesting.
How many people can you play with at once, or like on your friends list or whatever?
I think with on your friend list, I know that the maximum instance you have is 16. So I don't know about the friend list. I think it's 16 too. Yeah, I mean.
So any one of us would be able to join your game at the same time.
Yeah. Minimum, I think that I've seen was 4. I don't know if it's just like the squad, but again, like let's say we have 6 people, and if 4 people can be in an active squad that's going to be displayed, it's like as a group, as a shared group. The other ones, like Nugget, could just teleport to my base. It says like friend's base, and then he just picks the base that I named, and he will be there too, because the world itself, like the little instance you have, is 16 people. Kind of like what Destiny does in a way, right? But the cool thing about everything in my eyes is that there's no tethering. Like I could be 2,000 light years away from you guys and do my own thing while you guys build on my base or something, while we're still in the group, and you see what I'm discovering, you see what I'm doing. It's pretty neat. We can go on like I have a freighter, so we can go like on crazy like hunting missions, do like multiplayer missions and stuff. It's pretty neat, man, and you all get rewards. So
Sweet.
Awesome.
How hard was it to get the freighter? Like, is that a long investment for a game? Or...
It's not really a spoiler, but everybody who does like a little side quest, like the first freighter you meet, you can accept a mission. So what I would do, I would just find a nice design, and you get the first freighter you get for free. It's just it's like basically the next gift. It's like for everybody who buys the game at next, when you fly into a conflict area, you save that freighter, do like big space battles, and you get the freighter for free. So and after that, they're pretty expensive. They're like 300 million, depending on every freighter's different abilities, different slots and technologies. You can
I
also
like slots.
Yeah, you can also, though, which not a lot of people know, you can build a base also on the freighter. So you can literally like, and it's not just like here's a door you can put a room in. You can literally like put like stairways up, down. You can build a giant base, and the freighter's look doesn't change, but from the inside it does, like the corridors and rooms and all this stuff.
So with them being 300 million, you said, to buy a freighter, how long does that take to farm up if you're just looking to make money to buy it?
In the beginning, it's really difficult, but you get blueprints and you get farming. There's plenty of ways how you get money. Right now, I upgraded my multi-tool that you have. When I scan a creature now, it used to give me 10,000. Now I get 291,000 for a normal creature. For a plant, I get 80,000, and I just scan them. That's it, and I get the money. So I just got myself equipped up for discovery. So I seek out weird planets and just scan everything I can scan with my multi-tool, and it's quick. In 1 second, I like make 200,000. So if I say like, if I'm really into it, in an hour I can probably make like 100 million, 150 million easily. And there are blueprints where you can just craft stuff. If you have a good farm going, you can just craft stuff and sell it for like 2 million. There are chests that you can find with like ancient, like 2,000-year-old plants. They sell, some of them I've seen for 10 million. So there's a lot of things how we can make money. So.
So am I buying it or am I not?
That's the question, man.
It depends on whether or not you gonna play something besides PUBG.
I'll have you know, I played a game this week after I got back from vacation. Starts with a pub, it ends with a G. Nothing's changed there. I feel like, and Spider, you played some with me, so maybe you can.
I think I'm the reason you played. I got a hold of you because I wanted to play some PUBG.
Yeah, I feel like, and I think this is. I know we always go back to like fix your servers, blah blah blah. I felt like things were more comfortable this go round after the update, but I still feel it depends on which, I guess, server you would get into. If you were in a stable server, how the game would flow, and it would feel good, and other times you would do with what happened to me, where I was being shot with a Macahomie, which is the 9mm. What is the Mac 11?
Yeah.
And this dude was across the street, probably 40 feet away from me, 50 feet away, and he wore me out. And I made it in the building, and was like, thank God I made it in this building, and then I fell over. And I was back outside crawling because he knocked me.
I've heard this before.
Yeah. So, but then other times it doesn't happen like that. So I don't know. It's like they're trying, but they're not trying hard enough.
It's just too inconsistent. The game
Yeah.
is just too inconsistent, I feel like, to be totally enjoyable. It reminds me a lot of when we'd sit down and we'd play a ton of Call of Duty, and you just constantly would get beat by the people who were laggier than you coming around corners and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
today's day and age, and say your game's esports ready or whatever, I don't know.
Yep. So it is, and it shows because, one, it took me a long time to get used to keyboard and mouse with this game to play a shooter keyboard and mouse.
The
And
first
for
one
me
you
to
ever did,
go-
right?
Yes. I picked the best game to learn with, I think. But it just confuses me because we had a couple rounds, Spider and I, where I ended up with like 5 kills, and that's, I'm like, okay, it's still feeling good. And then the next 10 matches we got shit on, going out with like 0 kills. Like, I don't understand it. Like, I don't see how you can go from having 5-6 kills one match and 0 the next.
I think a big part of that game is just luck of the draw, man.
Yeah.
It's so
Spots
random.
you before you spot them and all that jazz.
That's what makes it so interesting is that 100 people in there at once. There's just so many variables about what could happen. No game is ever going to be the same. You're gonna
That is the exciting part.
You're gonna have your 5-6 kill, 10 kill games, and then you're gonna have your I shit the bed right away. I just shit the bed right away more than most people. So,
and then I played this game called Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh, what's that? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, that was fun. I had a few good matches on there. It was pretty fun. I still like the game. It's, again, trying to get used to play keyboard and mouse compared to when we played Xbox and had a controller. So it's still fun either way.
You like it better?
I liked. Yeah, it's more. I guess more fast paced. So you can't always have that unless you land with like 50 dudes. I just like to run and gun. Sometimes it's fun to go back to and be able to do that rather than stop, go, Pennzoil.
No, I mean, do you like Rainbow Six better on PC than you do console?
I don't know yet. I can't say. It looks better. I think it's a lot crisper. I can see things that I normally don't feel like I could, like somebody standing in a tree. I can actually see them between the leaves behind it and know they're there, I guess, is one example. It's hard to say. Once I can learn more of the buttons and can get them down faster without having to go like this, and I know you guys can't see me, so I'm looking down at the keyboard to find a button to throw a grenade, and by the time I do that, I look back up and the dude's done shot me in the face. So that's, just getting used to all that stuff.
Yeah, familiarity. You just got to start. Yeah. First thing I do is go and look at the controls in every game that I'm going to play, so I know what I'm going to want close by hand. That's
what I need to start doing
between game to game. So with playing a lot of Overwatch, any games that I go into that have extra abilities for characters or anything, that's going on Q, and it's going on E, and it's going on Shift, because those are right there. They're easy to use.
And you're used to it.
Yeah.
So that was the 2 games I played once we got back from vacation. Other than that, I watched a few movies.
Oh.
So I'll start out with one I talked about already. A Quiet Place. We went through a second watch. Enjoyed it.
Really?
Yes, enjoyed it even more than the first time. Was able to pay attention to some more different like aspects of the movie.
What was this about again?
You liked it? I was highly disappointed with it in a way.
Yeah, that's because you're scared of a flea.
No, I'm not getting scared. That's why I wasn't really scared of it, like of anything. It wasn't
I don't think it
scary
was
for me.
made for that reason.
I think it was. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was maybe just like suspense. I guess
it's
that's
a
what they want
thriller.
to do. Yeah,
It's a thriller, and I think they maybe marketed it a little bit more as a horror movie than they needed to. But
yeah, that's what I was thinking going in. It looked like one of the trailers and stuff, with the screaming in there. I thought like, oh man, it's a freaking horror movie with Jim from The Office. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah, so we enjoyed that again. A lot of the family sat around and watched it too, and they thoroughly enjoyed it. So if I'm gonna start rating some movies when I watch them.
Here we go.
So yeah, I think with A Quiet Place, I think I'm up there at a solid like 8 out of 10 nuggets.
The nugget scale. I like
it's
it.
a nugget scale.
So, what else did we watch? We watched Rampage with The Rock.
Really?
I
In
was
the
a little
movies,
disappointed.
or
No?
is that already
no.
out on DVD?
Yes. Yeah, it came out on the 17th of July, I
Good
think.
God, that didn't take long.
Yeah, it was a little disappointing because I'm usually a big Rock movie. If he's in a movie, I will go see it. And it just being Rampage, playing it in the video games growing up. Oh my God, running around and punching the buildings. And
Dude,
taking
they've
people
got
out,
that
beating
at
them.
Dave and Buster's. They've got a big ass
nice.
Rampage arcade game.
Yeah, so, but it lacked character development, if you can do that in this movie.
Alligator was really wooden. He was like a mannequin. He was like mannequin Skywalker.
It's
Sorry.
you got The Rock as the main actor, and then you got some supporting actors and actresses with him, but it was the cliche like just boy loves likes girl, girl likes boy, and they fondle animals together. I don't know.
I'm fondle.
Boy likes girl, girl likes boy. Boy dumps
Wolf
girl
likes
for wolf, ape, and alligator.
Yeah, there's I don't know. I can't. I mean, would you
say that you went into that movie expecting some sort of cinematic masterpiece, though, like on the level of A Quiet Place, or?
I think I did. I think I went in with my hopes up too high just because it was Rampage. It didn't even have to be The Rock in it. It was just the fact that it was Rampage, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna, maybe some more things will be explained that I don't remember as a kid of playing the game if there was any story behind that.
But then you're going to see what is essentially a video game movie, and they all suck.
Hey, Assassin's Creed was awesome.
Some people say that.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't either. Most people don't. Well, that's good because
I did. I liked
it. The two of us that have seen it liked it, so I haven't seen it, but I do liked it. I need to watch it now. Now that that's the second opinion of somebody that likes it, I'm surprised.
Oh, Belinda and I both we almost went and seen it twice.
Oh, I bet Pascal watched the Last Jedi, right?
No. Hey, but speaking of character development, one good thing that people hate me all the time for, and I think Wes might agree with me though. I think that Kylo Ren though is a well-developed villain in a way. Like he has actually reason behind his actions. Like you kind of like get where he's coming from in a way that not like Anakin back in the day. I think they put a little bit more effort in his development.
But you didn't watch the movie.
Yeah, because I don't know, man. It's just
then you don't know everything yet.
I guess
because they do develop that very, very distinctly. Okay. You find out exactly where he's coming from.
Okay, besides my No Man's Sky, on the weekend I'm off, so I will make it an effort to watch it. Okay, I will power through it. I'll maybe get a beer or two, maybe some vodka, but I will watch it. Okay, I'll watch it.
Let's make a concerted effort, Pascal, to do something that half the world has already done. I don't want to put any pressure on you.
Hey, Pascal, don't worry. I haven't done it either.
You're too young. Yay. You don't get it. What else you watch, Nugget?
Oh, let's see. And I watch everything, so you guys can laugh all you want. Oh, wait, back to the Nugget scale. Rampage, if you guys want to watch it, I'm giving it a 2 out of 10 nuggets.
Holy
Wow.
shit!
Oh, that's harsh right now. So why would I watch
Not
it
even
then?
Yeah.
average.
No,
said
I'm not even kidding.
look,
It was,
5 nuggets.
I think I'll just watch a
laughed
slug
like-
crawl across my sidewalk instead. Shit.
Yeah, I
Listen,
watched like two times I laughed, and then the rest of it I was just like, why am I still watching this?
your scale is kind of off, man. You said like, yeah, it wasn't as good as I thought it will be, and then you're like 2 out of 10. I'm like, what?
Hey,
like I thought it's gonna be like a
I don't want
5
to
or a
lie to the
6.
people. They might, if I said 5 out of 10, people might go watch it and be pissed off at me. What the hell did you do to me? We watched Pretty Girl. That was like one hot gamer chick wanted to watch with Amy Schumer. And so she's obviously a big girl and she's trying to work on her weight because she wants to be a model. And she falls and hits her head and she wakes up pretty. And the whole time I think they were just making fun of Tom Hanks in Big. Like, I'm pretty sure it was just a parody of Big. So it was definitely interesting. There was some laughable parts. I had a good time being a big person, wanting to know what it would be like walking around as a small person, you know, wearing a little Speedo to the beach and enjoy myself, even though I'm still fat. And it was, but it was hard. It's a chick flick for sure. I watched it. I finished it.
Would you watch it
And
again?
You're a trooper.
No, I wouldn't watch it again.
Okay.
But what's going to really hurt the soul is I have to give it 4 out of 10 nuggets.
For the Rock.
That's
Page.
pretty
For the Rock.
terrible.
Dwayne Johnson is
For
crying
the
right
Rock.
now.
Yeah, Amy Schumer trumps Johnson at the box office.
I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
if I could ever do that. I just don't understand the humor in those chick flick movies.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Unfortunately I watched those 2 weeks ago, so I'm having a hard time recalling it because you know when you go on vacation you sort of forget everything in life. So I'm struggling remembering anything about half of the movies we watched.
Start
What other-
taking
what
notes,
else-
man. Get a little movie notebook.
I think I
I
should.
think he's got notes.
No, I just wrote down the names because I couldn't remember them.
Start.
All right, so the other one was Kingsman: The Golden Circle, the second
Oh.
one.
I'm so excited to hear what you think about that movie.
I absolutely loved it. And about a quarter of the way through, just thinking, this is making fun of meth in America. The whole time, like, I don't want to give any spoilers out or anything on it, so I'm just want to say, if you think about meth and heroin as being a problem right now, this movie was a crackdown on that and how, like, someone like me would think about trying to solve the problem. And this is my opinion, and I know I'll piss people off if they listen to this, but sometimes I say, like, why do we give Narcan for free to somebody who wants to go to a parking lot because they know they'll be found and given the Narcan so they can do drugs? This was the same way. It was like, well, if we just let this happen, it'll take care of itself.
Natural selection, baby.
Yeah. So I absolutely enjoyed it. Gamer Chick came in on the other half. She didn't remember watching the first one. So she came in on the last half of it and she really enjoyed it and she wants to watch it again so she can see the beginning of it.
I
But
recommend that. That's a really
yeah.
solid movie. I loved it.
yeah, it's definitely, I absolutely enjoyed watching it, and it just the kick-ass parts in it too, you know, I love watching people kick ass. So they have a lot of ass kicking, and then there's a lot of comedy in it, and then just the whole time, if you just think about heroin and meth, you'll enjoy the movie very, very much.
I saw.
So I'm gonna-
Don't do it though. Just
Yeah, don't do it.
Saw like a clip from I don't know if it was from the first one or the second one, but of I think it was Kevin Kline, whatever character he plays in that movie, just going through some room full of bad guys, just like totally Neo from the Matrix, fucking them up all. And I was amazed because I never when I saw the trailers and the movies, I was just like, I don't want to watch this shit. I wasn't interested at all. Then I saw that fight scene and I'm like, okay, I need to see this movie.
Oh, you definitely do.
Oh, you
I would,
definitely-
if you
that's
haven't
from
seen the first one, definitely
the
see both
first
of
one,
them.
I think. That's from. Pretty sure it's the scene from the first one.
Yeah, Wes, why didn't you watch it already?
Yeah.
God,
Oh, it's not even on that level.
Yeah, half the world's already done this, Wes.
Oh,
Exactly.
It's Kingsman. It's not
Actually,
it's not even on that.
depending on how long ago you saw it, I think there's 2 scenes that are quite similar in the first and second. So there's 2 ass kicking scenes, like really big ones, by where he's by himself, pretty much.
Gotcha. This was like a 30-second clip, so I have no idea.
Yeah, so I enjoyed it. I give it 9 nuggets out of 10. It's going to be my highest rated one.
All right.
Oh, let's walk backwards for a second. What would you give Annihilation on the nugget scale?
Oh, what was Annihilation?
Is that the
Give
Natalie
me a
Portman
reminder.
one?
Natalie Portman.
Dude, I don't know
Shiver.
because that one's like it blows my mind. So I don't know what they give. Like it would definitely be up there, like 8 or 9 for sure. And if I could ever go back and watch it a second time and try to figure out some more things, I would give it a rating for sure. But I couldn't honestly give it one right now because it was like I got lost at some points and then brought back, and then just some of the stuff that happened, it just blew my mind. Like I get it, but I don't get it.
Okay. I was just curious if you had some nuggets for it.
Oh, if you put me on the spot, I would say 8 out of 10 because I
Solid.
still
That's
enjoyed
fair.
it even though I didn't understand it. So, and that's I think we talked about that. Like I think you watched it twice, right, Spider?
Oh yeah. I plan on
Yeah,
watching
so-
it again soon.
Yeah, so I might have to do that as well, so we could talk some more about it.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's do.
Pacific Rim 2. I watched that. It was okay. It was like watching a knockoff Power Rangers movie. Like,
Was it
Like,
Voltron.
let down as the first one? I
uh,
felt let down so hard by the first Pacific Rim movie.
yeah, I don't think I enjoyed the first one, so I would say this one was right there along with it to me. I think some of the acting got better. They had more acting.
Oh, see, fuck
to
the
me.
acting. I don't want
Okay.
acting.
Mechs.
I went into Pacific Rim to see mechs kick the shit out of giant monsters. I would be
Okay.
fine if it was mechs kicking the shit out of mechs. I just want to see mechs fighting. That's what I want. Just
Yeah,
give me,
there are a mech on mech fight in this one.
just give me the Expendables, but in mechs. Like, that's
Jesus.
all I
Yeah.
want.
You
I
get a
mean, I
little
guess
bit. You
the
get a little
CGI
bit of
for
that.
that
There's
shit
some
was-
different. Yeah, there's some different weapons that they use on here. I would still say I still didn't enjoy it like I did the first one. Like I was just like, eh. Like I'll finish a movie, so I won't stop watching a movie most of the time. I know last week I started that TV show Winona Earp or whatever it was.
Oh my god, it's so bad.
It is, yeah. I did stop watching that. So
Who stars in that?
Oh,
Oh.
nobody I know.
who knows?
Yeah. So for Pacific Rim, I would probably give it like 6 out of 10 nuggets. So it wasn't as bad. It was average. I'm just going to run through these last two.
Better than
Dreamer.
Rampage?
Yeah, better than Rampage.
Wow.
Yeah, I was thoroughly let down. You guys don't understand. Like, I still feel like my soul is crushed right now by Rampage.
Oh, damn it,
Uh,
Rock. You destroyed my childhood.
Yeah. Now I don't know if I want to go watch this skyscraper movie with The Rock in it, because buildings might fall over, and I don't know how fun that can be. We watched Dreamer. It was an older movie. These last two movies we watched on the rainy days at the beach, and so my uncle was sucked into like horse racing movies. So
Hidalgo.
I didn't, I don't think was that a movie?
Yeah, that was a movie. It had
Viggo Mortensen.
Viggo Mortensen in it, racing across the desert, the Arabian
Oh yeah. Okay, I thought it sounded
desert,
familiar.
obviously.
So
Hidalgo.
it has to go across the desert. So Dreamer with Kurt Russell and Dakota Fanning, 2005 release. So this is an older movie. It was all right. It was a little tearjerker here and there. About
said
a
it was-
horse that
Yeah, go ahead.
it's about a horse called Brain Fart. I don't remember its name.
Dreamer.
No, I don't think it was. I don't think his name was Dreamer.
Huh.
I can't. It eludes me again. Like I didn't really pay attention. But it breaks its leg on a racing track, and they're going to put it down. And it's owned by, like the sheik from overseas who brings his horses over to race here. and he ends up selling it for the pay of who told him not to race it, and they buy it, obviously Kurt Russell, and they nurse it back to health and turn around and go and beat his horse's ass in all the races. So they have some races, it whoops its ass, blah blah blah. Happy ending.
Disney movie? Or
I don't think so. I think it was DreamWorks,
Yeah,
maybe.
okay.
Yeah, I think it was DreamWorks. I would give it a 5 out of 10. It was pretty. It had a little tearjerker spot, but the horse movie that was pretty good that I didn't see and I didn't want to see it, but I'm glad I watched it now because I actually watched it twice on vacation during the storms. Was Secretariat.
Okay.
A very enjoyable movie. I would recommend you guys see it, especially if you know anything about horse racing and us being from Kentucky and the Kentucky Derby and everything. It was interesting to see. I had heard some things about Secretariat going into the movie about how they say either a horse has speed or it has stamina, but it never has both. And Secretariat ended up being a horse that was born with both. And on its last race, they talked about like the first and second place, like the horse it ran against both times was second place. I'm like, well, we set the second record. And like, yeah, but Secretariat set the first. And they were like neck and neck on, I think it was the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness. And then to get the trifecta, you have to win all three of them. And what's the other one? The last race?
The Oaks, is it?
No.
I should know this, but I don't.
Whatever the third race is, you got the Kentucky Derby, Preakness, and then the third race. Anyways, the horse is maybe in the last quarter of the race and it's winning by like 2 lengths. And it just like looks over at the other horse and was like, peace. And it takes off and it beats this horse by 31 lengths in the last quarter of the race. Like just demolished that second place horse that kept being neck to neck with it. And one of the things that I've learned about it was from the autopsy once it died, which was like a few years ago. When they did the autopsy on the horse, its heart was actually like 4 times the size of a normal horse heart. And that's where it got its stamina and speed, how it could continue to do it.
Huh.
But enlarged hearts
very-
kill humans.
Yeah, probably because we don't go around running and eating hay all the time.
I'm sure it's the eating hay part.
Damn salad.
Go find those vegans.
The Belmont Stakes is the other one.
Belmont, yes, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's what it was, the Belmont Stakes. So he was on the last quarter of that, which was like, I think they said a minute left of the race was what it would equal out to, or 45 seconds or something like that. And it went from being ahead 2 lengths to being ahead by 31.
Good God.
Yeah, so he blew that horse out of the water. But I would give Secretariat a 7 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I think you guys should watch it.
Needs to.
That's all I have. Sammy Danger says, yo, what's up, Sammy?
What up, Sammy?
That's all I got. That's the only 2 games I played. I didn't have very much time to play. If it wouldn't have been for Spider getting me into PUBG, I might not even played that this week. I was just sort of chilling.
Wow.
So that's it for me, guys. I'm sorry I was long-winded on that with my movie list.
No
It's
way.
outta
Go
here.
for it. Oh, you didn't give your nuggets. How many nuggets for
Oh,
Secretariat?
7 out of 10.
Okay.
7.
Okay.
All right, well, I'll go. I played some games, not many. Finished Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Good, not great. Game doesn't have any credits, so I kind of like very anticlimactic. But all in all, an enjoyable game. Played some Fortnite. Played some Madden.
I know you got some stuff to say about Madden.
Oh, yeah.
What?
I've been waiting
Fill
for this
me in.
day.
Fill me in.
I wasn't gonna play
Taking
Madden.
notes.
Uh-huh. Have you pre-ordered it yet? Or I guess have you
No.
gone out and bought it yet?
No, it's not.
Did it come
It's. I think it comes out on the 10th. I played 10 hours of the.
3 days left, folks, to see that the Squatch
See
was
what
right.
happens. Yeah. I played the 10 hours
Keep
on the
playing.
Xbox One trial for EA Access, and I paid $15 to get EA Origins Premiere on the PC, and that I got full access to the game Yeah, it is hard to run in that game, Sammy. I got full access to the game and all of the upgrade tiers or whatever. It was like the ultimate edition. So I got like, I don't know. I spent 20 minutes opening Ultimate Team packs when I first got the game, and took my team from like a 60 overall to a 71, I think, without even playing a game. So it's not pay to win at all. But I don't really do Ultimate Team that much anyway, so I don't really care about that. I don't know how much I would say that game is better than last year's. It's definitely better than last year's, but I don't want to compare Madden 18 to Madden 19. What I really want to compare is Madden 19 on the Xbox to Madden 19 on the PC. I was expecting the PC to be a wreck because they haven't had one in 10 years. The last one that was put out was Madden 08 on the PC, and that came out in 2007. So now we've got Madden 19, so it's 11 years later, essentially. And I'm telling you, I know it's not the case, but I'm telling you, it doesn't feel like they ported that game over from the console. It feels like they built that game on the PC and ported it over to the consoles. Everything is just smoother, snappier. Obviously, I mean, it looks better, it runs better, but it feels like it was built for the PC. And a friend of mine that I work with, Zach, is a huge Destiny player. And when Destiny 2 came out, not you. When Destiny 2 came out, he got it on the Xbox One, and he played the shit out of it, and it was great, it was great, it was great, it was great. And then it came out on the PC, because, you know, they want you to buy it twice, so they put it out on the PC months later. And he bought it on PC. And the next day he was like, I'm never playing the Xbox version again, it fucking sucks. And I'm like, you said it was great. Well, it was, but now I've played it on the PC, and it's so much better. And I'm like, it's the same game, right? Yeah, but it's not. It's totally different. It's not totally different in terms of Madden, but I find myself, I don't necessarily want to play it on the console. The load times, you can get like 35 second load time going into a game. Load time on the PC, mine's 8 seconds. From like the menu to getting into a game. The graphics are gorgeous, and that's not even at the highest settings. Everything is just smoother. I don't know how to describe it. The frames, I locked them at 60 because I was having a lot of glitches with it going over that. So it's not like I'm running it at 100 frames a second. I could, but there was artifacting and weird shit. So, and I think they've got some optimization to do. It's a CPU hog, but it runs great. It feels great, and I think it's the definitive way to play this year's game. And you know what? It's been a long time coming, so I'm glad it's here. And I'm glad it's on PC. So how will you be
purchasing it on the 10th?
I don't plan on purchasing it yet. Yeah, I'm gonna buy it. I am. Well, I got a couple of options. I need to get it, if I'm going to stream it at all, I need to get it on the console, because when I was streaming it from PC, my CPU was, during gameplay only, during the menus, it was using like 35 to 50% of my CPU, which I still think is too high. But in the actual and in the play calling, it's the same way. But when you get actually on the field with gameplay, it bumps up to like 70%. And so with that and my browsers and OBS going, sometimes my CPU was hitting up to like 97, 98% just for a few seconds and dropping back off. And I don't want to do that. Like the presentation was smooth. It wasn't stuttering or anything on my stream, but I just don't feel like taxing my PC like that for long periods of time. So I'll probably get it on the console just for streaming, or I may wait. I know it'll be in EA Access's vault in 6 months, but my other option, I can get it on console. Or my other option is to pay the $100 a year for Origin Access.
There you go.
Or Origin Premiere. You get all their games that come out. No. When Battlefield 1 or 5 or whatever the hell it is comes out, I'll have all their backlog of games, access to them. So all the Battlefields, any of the EA games. a lot of the
I
Warner
don't
Brothers
like that.
names
I
now.
don't like that. How do you guys go? How do you go back and play these
I
games
don't.
again?
I'm not saying that I'm going to.
So
I'm saying
how's
that
that
you
a
can't.
bonus?
Well, if you never bought it and you wanted to, you could. But the bonus is that when these new games come out, whether it's FIFA, UFC, NBA, Anthem, Battlefield, when they come out, you get it like 10 days early. You get the highest tier that you can purchase, so it's going to be like the ultimate edition of any of the games. So you get all the DLC. It's all included in that. It's $100 a year. I would say you've got to be online
right
though.
back.
There's going to be a you have to be online for it to work is the downside, but not that huge of a deal. I just don't know if I want to fork out $100 because I know I'm not going to play those other games. I might play UFC, but I doubt it's going to come out on the PC. So,
Well, yeah, then I don't
but
think
FIFA
that's
will be there.
worth it at all.
You think it's worth $100 a year?
No, not if you're not going to touch any other game. You might as well just fork out the 60 and buy
Yeah.
Madden.
Yeah, kinda. Where'd Pascal go? He said he might have to. There he is.
I would get it if it would be for console because I do buy FIFA usually. I do buy Battlefield. I mean, I always get the Ultimate Edition from Battlefield because I'm the biggest Battlefield fanboy. I've been playing Battlefield since the Battlefield 1942. I've been playing Battlefield since. Yeah, I had to remember the 43 was the Xbox arcade version. But no, I've been playing it since the Battlefield came out. And so those are like 2 already. So they already make kind of like the price justifiable. But then I also am interested in Anthem. And I'm with Anthem, it's like, I don't want to pre-order paid yet. But isn't that what we do with the Premier Access? But anyways, I would get it. This whole premiere thing if it would be also for console, but it's not. So I would agree with Zach and be like, if you want it, just buy it, but don't, if you're not interested in any other games, like at least 2 more games in that list, then it's a waste of time or money.
Right. So here Origin Access Premier. It's like the upgrade to the regular Origin Access, which is $30 a year.
Upgrade.
It's yours with Premier. Play the full game before launch. Get EA games first. Access to a huge collections of games. You can play whenever you want and a 10% discount. Blah blah.
10%. 10% back.
It's 10%. Yeah. Cash back, man. Let's see. Trying to find. Okay, so some of the games that it's got listed here. The Hall of Fame edition for Madden is available now, even though it doesn't come out till the 10th. It's play it now. A Way Out, FE, whatever that is. Sims 4 bundle.
Founders.
No, FE. It's FIFA 18, Battlefront 2, Unravel 2, coming soon. FIFA 19 Ultimate Edition, coming soon. Battlefield 5 Deluxe Edition, coming soon. Anthem Legion of Dawn Edition. And then like an ever-evolving collection of games, including Sims 4, Need for Speed Payback, Titanfall 2, all the Mass Effect games, Star Wars Battlefront, another Need for Speed, Battlefield 4 Premium Edition, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, FIFA 17, Battlefield Hardline, Dragon Age Inquisition, Orwell Ignorance is Strength, Battlefield 1, Titanfall, Deluxe Edition, City Skylines, Mad Max, The Witness, All Was Awakening, Unravel, Rhyme, Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare 2, Jotun 16, and I can't read, and a whole Prison Architect, a whole bunch of little indie games, Abzu, Batman, Lego Batman the video game, Out of the Park Baseball 19, Crisis 3, Lego Batman 3, Torchlight 2, Garden Warfare, FIFA 15, Battlefield 3, This War of Mine, Batman Arkham Origins, SimCity Complete Edition, Need for Speed Rivals, some other Orwell games, some other indie games, all the Command and Conquer games, the Banner Saga game, Dead Space game, more Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age Origins, rest of the Crisis games, another Mirror's Edge, Limbo, more SimCity games, and they get older and older as it goes on. The game Inside is on there. That's actually one I want to play. Pillars of Eternity, Medal of Honor War Chest, all the Wing Commander games for all you old fucks like me.
No shit.
No
the Wing
shit.
Commander
Yeah.
games?
Mark Hamill in it?
Yes,
I played
yeah,
it.
yeah. Privateer, Ultima 1, Ultima 2, Ultima 3, Ultima 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Darksiders, War Master Edition, Dungeons of Dreadmore, Europa Universal.
Is this in alphabetical order?
I have no idea what this is. Hearts of Iron 3. They've got some of those.
It's interesting that they have a ton of the Paradox games.
Yes,
in there.
I was going to say they've got Paradox. Who is it that made? Paradox Interactive did Kingdom Crusaders, right? And Europa Universe.
Crusader Kings and Europa
Hearts of
Universalis.
See, I don't think Crusader
Iron.
Kings is on here though, but all the rest of them are. All the rest of their games are.
Which Hearts of Iron is it? Is it the newest
3?
Hearts of Iron? Because I think Hoi 4 just came out. My buddy's super into those games, so it might just be a little bit farther back. But they also did Pillars of Eternity.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah.
Looks like all the Batman games, whether they're Lego or the Rocksteady games, Brothers, Bulletstorm. This is the Police. I've heard about that game. And it just goes on and on with a bunch more stuff.
It's cool that they have all those, but I mean,
who's gonna go back and play all that?
If you're not gonna sit down there and play through all that stuff, is it worth $100 a year just to
get the new games?
Just to get the new game.
Only, I mean,
I think for some, I guess for some people who are super into what's coming up, it was probably worth it if you're gonna play a bunch of Battlefield, whatever.
If I was gonna play Battlefield, if I was gonna play Battlefield on PC, or they were coming out with a UFC on PC, then it would be totally worth it for me. My thing is, I don't think I'm gonna play Battlefield on PC because I know it's gonna be too taxing on my PC to stream. So. And Anthem, I really don't have any interest in for some reason.
You know what I just thought about too, with Battlefield. Like another reason why I wouldn't probably get it. Sorry about that, my phone is ringing. Another reason why I probably wouldn't get it is Battlefield 5 actually doesn't have like the season pass anymore, like the premium pass. So for me, that wouldn't be worth it, like to get it, because I would have gotten it for those two games, primarily FIFA and Battlefield. But now I think about it, because I usually pay like $100 for Battlefield, right? Because it has the premium pass in it with the season pass. So I guess it ain't worth it.
Why don't they have that anymore?
They got rid of it.
Just, Nugget says it's a cash grab.
Splitting community, like everybody from the community, all the Battlefield like veterans, they wanted it for days, because DLC maps in Battlefield 4, for example, were really good, some of them, but they weren't populated because people don't pay attention when they give the DLC for free out. Like right now for Battlefield 1, you get like $50 of value for free because they've been Road to Battlefield. They give all the expansion packs for free, but people don't pick them up, so the DLC packs they're kind of limited, so there's not a big player base on it anymore. So that's primarily why they do it, and all the fans didn't want that. They want rather have it, like make it cosmetics, like what they have in the game now, pay for that rather than paying for maps.
Oh, for sure. I think make people pay for cosmetics is an awesome idea. I think if I could spend $100 a year and get the access to it on the PC and on the Xbox, I wouldn't have a problem doing it, just from the standpoint that I still play a lot of games with Crazy Killer, and it would work out for me. So I would just pay for it, get to play what I wanted to on the PC, and then I could go play Madden with him or FIFA with him or something like that on the Xbox without having to pay more.
So kind of have it like as a shared subscription kind of. You have like instead of having EA Access on the Xbox and EA Origins, whatever Origin Access, you have like the whole EA Access, but it counts towards PC.
There's something to be said for that too, because my Xbox Live, my PS4, all my gaming accounts are linked to my EA Origins account. So why is it that my progress, say on Xbox Live, doesn't carry over to what I've done in Madden on PC? I've got I got my accounts linked, but I've got two completely separate Ultimate teams on those teams. I can't continue exactly. But at the end of the day, I don't know how I'm going to buy it. I might get it for PC and for Xbox. and just,
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Get it for both.
it plays.
Get it for the PS4 as well.
The whole point, fuck that. The whole point though is that I'm shocked at how well it plays on PC, and I'm very glad for it.
Do you think that they will patch it to the point where it's optimized enough for you to play it and stream it?
I hope
does
so.
EA seem like the kind of company that would do that with their yearly release game?
No, they don't. But it also didn't seem like it was going to be a game that ran smoothly at all. I thought it was going to be a clusterfuck on PC. It's it's a gem. So.
Have you gone through and looked at anyone else's review if they don't have as decent of a rig that you have or anything like that to see if...
The guy Mills Gaming, who used to be Operation Sports Twitch page, he had the same problems. Rye guy, a fellow streamer in the community, he had problems. A lot of people had problems to where they had to go into windowed mode and they had to set all the graphics to default. No matter that they were higher or lower, it was if you changed anything, it really upped the CPU usage, and it was still kind of taxing on it.
That seems like something they'd realize and patch
I think that they will. I really think that they will. And considering, I mean, the game,
They will.
yeah, it's out, but I mean, it technically hasn't even
$59.99.
been officially released yet. So, yeah, we'll see. I'll be following it because I want to play it on PC. It's definitely, to me, it's the best way to play it, but I don't know if it's so taxing on the PC. I don't know that I can keep doing it.
Do you want it better customized? Pay us $50.
Yeah, but if you get the EA Premiere, you get all that for free. Yeah, I think that's about all I've been playing. I've been dicking around with
The Ultimate Team. I want to go back to that because I swear to Christ, the other day when I was listening to you play, you were just having so much fun with the Ultimate Team, and you just told us that you hated it a second.
I don't hate it. It's very addictive. I enjoy it. It's just time-wise. Well, first of all, everybody knows it's a collectible card game. Okay, you collect your cards of your players, and you try to improve upon them. You know, through the course of the game, you build your team, and they have an auction house. You can trade cards, you can auction cards, you can snipe auctions. Is one of the things I really like to do on there to get better cards. But at the end of the day, it's like leveling in an MMO or something. At the end of the day, you're still playing the same game of football over and over again with players. Say I had I played the shit out of Ultimate Team the year before last. I didn't spend any money doing it that time, but I grinded and grinded and grinded to get the 96 overall Tim Tebow at quarterback. Hours I sunk into that shit. And I finally got it. And I put him in at quarterback. It was glorious. I completed all the challenges I needed to do. I turned in all the card sets I needed to do. Blah, 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 blah. Finally got my 96 overall Tim Tebow. Made him my starting quarterback. Went in and played one glorious game with him. And I never touched an Ultimate Team again. And all the time that I spent doing it, what was the point of doing it? Was just to get that card that has no value. When the next game comes out, my team is just as shitty as anybody else's. Nothing carries over. So it was just pointless. I collected a worthless piece of shiny, magic that EA made to keep, monopolize my time and make me play their game over and over again, when I should have just spent my time playing franchise, because it's at least something that you can build on, But that's also, I don't like playing online. I do not like playing user games in Madden. Now, if I like playing head-to-head games against strangers, then building my team up and taking them online would have a little bit more purpose, I think. So, But yeah, either way, that's about all I played that I can think of, and yeah, I'm gonna enjoy Madden, I think. So
Definitely buying it.
I mean, I haven't ordered it yet, but
I win! Ding, 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 ding!
But yeah, yeah, it was a real big achievement to get that Tim Tebow, and my jubilation lasted for about an hour, and then I never played Ultimate Team again. It's kind of the way it went. Because it's just like a grind, like I was saying, in it's like an end game of an MMO or Destiny even. All you do is you keep grinding to get something better than you had before. You're playing the same game, you're killing the same enemies, you're throwing the same touchdowns, you're running the same plays, you're just trying to get a better card than you had before. How many times can you do that before you're just like, I don't really need a fucking better card? You know? So, and what do I really get when I get it? Okay, I get this card, but it's just a digital thing that there's no tangible value to it. I can sell it for coins that you can only do stuff in Madden for. It's just kind of worthless at the end of the day. I'm disillusioned by that model these days.
Yep, grinding for nothing.
That is that. Yep, it's a waste of time.
Yep,
but it's addictive and it's fun. So
it is.
Your turn, Sue Spider.
Oh man, I'm finally up. I hope I can remember what I was going to talk about. Let's see. What have I played? I actually had a pretty mellow couple of weeks. I didn't play a whole lot. Obviously, dabble a little bit in Overwatch because that's just my spirit animal. Had a pretty good time. New characters out, some changes to some other characters. I finally got mad at the game for the first time ever, to the point where I was ready to rage quit and uninstall it. Pulled myself back in.
Wow.
And yeah, there was a rough patch there. Just it was a couple of bad games in a row with new characters and a changed character, and it threw me for a loop, and I had to log out, take some time off. So I actually played a lot of Total War Warhammer 2 the last couple weeks. And I'll tell you what, that game you can sink some hours into and not know it. One more turnitis is what I like to call it. You just get to a point in your campaign where you're like, oh, well, I just want to finish fighting these guys. And then you play a turn. It's like, well, nothing that resolved. Well, I got to play another turn so I don't forget what my plan is. And then you play another turn. And then you play another turn. And the next thing you know, you've been playing for 2 hours past when you say
it's like Civilization with cool battles.
It is Civilization with cool battles. It's such a great game. And then you can even, I mean, I'm sure there's a right way and a wrong way to play the game if you're looking to just smash the AI and go through and conquer the world. But I think it's a lot of fun to almost just role play your faction in the sense that you want to play for that character for this time. And let me tell you this, I've never completed a single campaign in the 334 hours I've put into the game. But as a buddy of mine said, you don't ever finish a Total War campaign, you just get bored and then you start a new one. So I played they added a new race that they had been talking about. Okay, so they released in Total War Warhammer 1 originally these Norska guys, and the plan was you pre-order Total War Warhammer 2, you get the Norska and Warhammer 1, and then when Warhammer 2 comes out, you just get them. Well, their plan to just drag and drop them basically into Total War Warhammer 2 didn't work out, so it actually took 8 months or something like that before they got to add the Norska to Total War Warhammer 2. So those are my guys. Played a bunch of them, got bored, and started one with the vampire counts, my old homies. And I'm just conquering the world, spreading all this chaos, corruption everywhere, taking over the world of man, and
raping, pillage,
every minute of it, just raising armies of undead and throwing them into castle walls and shit.
Yeah,
it's a blast. Giant flying beasts and dragons and giants and ogres and just magic winds that are knocking people all over the place. It's a blast of a game. It is a bit of a money investment though. If you're gonna go all in, so there's Warhammer 1, which gets integrated with Warhammer 2, so you get a different campaign map, which adds all you get all the races from 1 and 2 combined together. But then there's additional races you have to buy for DLC. So there's like 4 $20 DLCs and a couple $10 DLCs. I've probably put, I don't know, 200, maybe a little bit more into that game. But I love every minute of it. And if I look at my hours, it's totally been worth it. Like I said, 334 just in Warhammer 2 alone. And I'm sure I've got 400 in Warhammer 1 as well. So don't have anything to show for all that time. But I had a blast doing it.
Question about that. If you had the opportunity, or if you were recommendation for a new Warhammer player, Warhammer, this Total War type, getting Warhammer Total War 1 for like $20, or would you recommend a new player just spend the 60 and get the new one?
Oh man, that's a good question.
Because I could always find the first one on sale, but the other one never goes below like $55.
I think if you bought Total War Warhammer 2, you'd end up buying one just so you could get the full campaign, because there's two separate campaigns. You get the Mortal Empires campaign, which is both sides of the world combined together, and you pick a race and you just try to conquer the entire world, basically. With Warhammer 2, you wouldn't get that aspect of the game. You just get the new lands.
Yeah, because I heard Warhammer 2 is really almost like an expansion to the first one.
Yeah, when you combine them, it's an expansion. Otherwise, if you just buy Warhammer 2, you just get the new races, and your goal, it's like maxed out at like 200 or like 100 turns, maybe a little bit around there. You're just trying to take control of this magical vortex, and the game ends way faster than it does. So if you're looking for the grand thing, I would start with Warhammer 1 for $20 and wait for Warhammer 2 to go on sale and pick that up too, because you'll get hooked and you'll want both of them.
Good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, and if you can find a good sale where they have the DLC on sale, it is definitely, I think it's definitely worth it. The races play significantly different from each other, that you'll enjoy spending the extra $15 to get to play Beastmen, because you haven't played a race yet that doesn't own cities and marauders around and has all these kick-ass beast creatures and stuff that you get to play as. Or, yeah, I don't know. It's one of my favorite games. Hands
awesome.
down. Anything else? I played some PUBG with Sasquatch. I don't know if I enjoyed it or not. I mean, I had fun playing with him, but I don't know. That game frustrates me more than it should.
It does. It's so frustrating, but I don't know why I'm so addicted to it.
I keep telling myself I need to sit down and play Rainbow. Like
It's
it's
like Madden for me.
Yeah. I love Overwatch, but sometimes I just want a little bit more of the realistic feel with the real guns and everything, and I go and play PUBG, and then I'm disappointed in it almost every time. I just need to spend the time learning the Rainbow maps. I just wish
you got to learn them too, because I played Rainbow today, like I was talking about earlier, and I walked through this window and it's like I looked ground level with the gun, left, right, nobody's in there, jumped through the window, dead. There was a fucking ledge above the window looking down when I came in, and a guy was just standing there waiting.
Yeah.
So if you don't know the maps, you get demolished quickly.
I just wish there was a mode where we could play like we used to play Vegas. Let's get in there and just have some awesome team deathmatch fights back and forth, and
go dance in the studio.
Yeah, we'll go dance in
the Patrick Swayze studio.
The upper left concrete walkway.
That's right. Oh my god. the UPLMD. Oh, I can't even remember how it went.
Good times back
then.
That
was good times.
But that's what I'd be looking for. Let's see, have I watched anything? I rewatched Semi-Pro. Girlfriend had never seen it, so that was a good time. I love that.
That was Will Ferrell, right?
Will Ferrell, the Tropics basketball team for the into the NBA. Such a good movie. I started watching a Hulu original that just started airing a couple weeks ago, Castle Rock. Have you guys heard of it?
Oh, I've heard it.
I've heard of it.
Oh man, you guys need to get on board with that show.
Castle Rock. All right. I've heard. I think somebody else was talking.
Stephen King.
It is. It's a Stephen King story. They have already said that they're planning on doing it like American Horror Story. So each season is gonna be a new story, possibly a new cast, possibly bring the same cast back. I'm not entirely sure. It's got whichever Skarsgård played it, the new It movie, is in this, and he doesn't need the It makeup to be one creepy son of a bitch. I'll tell you that much right now. That guy, that's a terrifying looking dude. Like, imagine a malicious looking Steve Buscemi, and and you got
Steve
him.
Buscemi with muscles.
No, just same wiry, maybe taller and just alien like. There's something about him, especially in that show, that just really puts you off. But good show. I couldn't tell you what's going on. Just finished the 3rd episode tonight. The 5th episode goes live on Hulu tomorrow. It's getting released week by week, which I think is kind of cool, especially to keep up with it. Yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes, and it's definitely creepy enough. It's giving me a couple jump scares and definitely a couple just hair on the back of your neck stands up kind of stuff. Anything else? I don't think so. I think that's all I got. I'm pretty short compared to you and Sasquatch this week.
I forgot to talk about a game.
I was super long-winded this week. I apologize.
Forgot to talk about Vampire, or Vampire, however you say it, spelled with a Y. Anyway, I played some more of that game. I've played a lot more of that game, and I cannot stress enough that is a high quality 4.5, 5-star game. It's a AA title, but it is a AAA game. I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about it, but if you have any interest in vampires at all, I would suggest playing this game. It's very Mass Effect-y with lots of dialogue and choices that all matter. Combat is the best I can describe is kind of like The Witcher, with extra with power-ups and I don't want to say power-ups, but you get special moves, and then there's like an ultimate move as well. And you can upgrade all sorts of vampire abilities and whatnot. But
I have a question with the combat. Would you, because the combat's one of the most important parts in a game like that for me. How skill based? Like, is there a high skill cap for the combat? Could you? Because I know I watched you play a little bit, and there were times where you would go and fight guys who were higher levels than you, and it would be a significantly tougher fight, it seemed like, than anything that was your level. But could you be good enough where the skill discrepancy just based on levels, like you could still kind of kick their ass if you were good enough?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
definitely. I fought a guy night before last, I think, that I had no business fighting, and it took me like a half hour to beat him, but I finally beat his ass. Okay. Pascal was watching that, actually. But yeah, it can be frustrating. The combat, I used to say the combat was like the weak point of the game. And I guess if there was a weak point to the game, the combat would be it, but okay. I don't find it, the further my character evolves, and the more I understand the combat, it's not nearly as bad as I thought it was. It's not as clunky as it felt when you first start out either. Dude, I can't recommend this game enough. I can't. If it's not even a $60 title either, I think it's like $40. So, well worth playing. It's an investment. It's long. It's really long, but it's full of content. It's all voiced really well. The graphics are pretty good, and the story is very coherent and all tied together. I think they did a smashing job with it. So far, if we're on a nugget scale, I've given it 9.
Wow.
And that's 9 I'm telling you, I can't praise it enough, guys. It's a great game.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
Might have to check it out.
News time.
What? We just started.
Shit. Pascal still around? Vaughn says the combat in Vampire is very basic. Don't nod, never really did a combat game aside. Remember Me, which wasn't good either. They do good stories and emotional things. Life is Strange. Yeah, it's the same people that did Life is Strange. Enjoyed Vampire, but I mean, you can say it's basic, but you can make it complex as well. It's got the same basic concept as like The Witcher had, but instead of, you've got your lock on, you've got your roll, which is your vampire fast speed, where you kind of disappear and reappear a little bit to the left or the right or front and back. And you've got, instead of a heavy attack and a light attack, you've got an attack and you've got a stun attack. And so then you've got your specials that you can pepper in between there. And then you've got to balance the 3 bars, your health bar, your stamina bar, and your blood level, which is effectively mana. So I don't think it's as bad. It's not as bad as I thought it was when I first started playing the game. To me, it's, and I don't think that it's grown on me. I think I just understand the combat better than I did at first, and I'm able to do more things once I unlock some more abilities and shit like that. Understanding the upgrades for the weapons, and also things like being able to heal different ways, whether it's through using magic or blood power or serums that you make for yourself, kind of like health packs. So, yeah, I mean, I just feel like defending it a little bit there. So,
All right, I'll probably pick it up on a sale sometime.
Absolutely. All right, Pascal, you with us?
That you need to
he's
update
in
your
this-
stream question, man. It's been tacos, hamburgers, or pizza for a while.
I think Pascal said to go ahead and do the news. He'll be back in a minute.
Oh, okay. Well, we got some news stories tonight. I kind of clicked through a lot of them, but there were a couple. I saw an article that I really just kind of wanted to share with people because it made me happy. And it's from it's from GameSpot, and it's talking about Capcom is okay with lower sales if reviews are better. And the subtitle is, we prefer a game that got a 9 and sold less than a game that got a 6 and sold more. And that just warms my heart. I really wish more developers would take that stance on things. It basically talks about how Resident Evil 7 was much more critically acclaimed than, say, Resident Evil 6. Metascores, I think Resident Evil 7 got an 86 on Metacritic. Resident Evil 6 got a 60. Resident Evil 6 sold like 2 million copies more. But
so I wonder, I didn't read the article, and I'm sorry to interrupt you.
You're
here,
fine.
But could it not be that the poor reviews from 6 influenced the amount of people that bought 7? Like, I played 6
Absolutely.
and thought it was garbage, didn't care for it, and was very put off of spending my money.
Was that the on the
7.
rails one?
6 was the one where they made it way more action oriented, so you could shoot while you were moving. You had all these roll moves and dodge moves and all this kind of stuff you could do in combat. It was way more of a let's kill hordes of zombies than it was a survival horror. It went, because Resident Evil 5 kind of bridged the gap, and it was partially survival horror and it was partially kill hordes of zombies, and they did it well where you still felt both sides of it, I thought.
Yeah, it absolutely could be.
They rolled it into 6 and just went full on third person action game, and it really, I played 3 or 4 hours of that game. It was just like, nah, it's not what I was looking for.
And it could be also that could be like a backpedal in PR for the fact that they know that their game is selling less than the one before it, so
yeah,
they're making that sound good. Either way, I'm just glad they say it. What's up, Husker?
What was 5? Was 5 the one where you had to stand still to shoot?
Yeah, 5 you had to stand still
and
to
all
shoot,
the ones
but
before
it was
that.
the first one with co-op. You got to play as Chris and Sheva together to go through. It was the Ouroboros virus in that one that was escaping out, and that is probably my favorite co-op game of all time. Partially just because of how fun it is to play, and partially it was just, I played that game 5 or 6 times all the way through with a buddy of mine, couch co-op. So you know what I mean? Just like
You mean it wasn't Army of 2? Wasn't your favorite?
Now, I'm not saying I didn't have fun with Army of 2, but Army of 2 is a fun just frag fest, is what I would call that. But yeah, I don't know.
Resident Evil 5, I played it a little bit. I highly acclaimed. I could just never get into it.
Were you co-oping it? Yeah, that game.
I don't have any friends.
That game is not that fun to play solo, because even though you're playing solo, now you have to rely on this AI for all the co-op modes, and it's not that fun playing it that way.
Right.
That game shines when you're playing it in co-op.
Got you. All right, next story I ran across just because we covered it before. Remember they took the Emperor out of Battlefront 2?
I do.
Yeah.
He's still out.
He's still out?
It was going to be a hot fix. They called it a hot fix to fix that. They're going to be adding him back in soon, maybe.
I thought that it was like legitimately had a date when I read the articles. What it made it sound like to me, but
I think he's got a date now. But
yeah,
when they first took him out, they were like, "Yeah, we're removing him temporarily until a hot fix can be implemented," and that was over a month ago. It's not much of a hot fix.
Maybe they could use better communication between the two, but I don't fault them for immediately coming out and saying, "Hey, we'll fix it in a hot fix," because I'm sure that was 100% the goal. And then you get down into the nitty gritty of it, and it turns out that the Emperor shooting lightning through the walls was way more complex than just let's turn the walls on for the lightning ability. You know what I mean? I'm not upset by that, but maybe they could have done a better job managing the community and keeping them updated with what the process was going on.
Well, and that's kind of what the article is about. It's more about the community manager than anything, but and how the fandom just really kind of goes on a tear and makes asses out of themselves and how he handles it well. But to me, it's just I keep up with it because I want desperately that game to be good and fun and something that thrives, and it's just turned into a real sour feeling among a lot of people. And
I don't think
this
it's
is
going
just
to.
No, it's not. It's not. And they're really, they're not supporting it very much anymore anyway. So it's just kind of another stake in the coffin. It's like this is the support you're getting. We're removing characters that supposed to be in here, and we'll get around to putting them back in at some point. But I don't doubt that it was a legit issue that they had a hard time locking down. But it's just the ongoing saga of Battlefront 2.
And one more thing from that article: how the hell do you pronounce that community manager's tag? Fagers?
I may have read it wrong. Forge?
But it's an 8, man. So it's just supposed to be Forge spelled with an 8, because that sounds kind of lame. But if you try to throw 8 into it, like you would for
well, dice is Swedish.
Yeah. Ferge? My name is Ferge.
Ferge.
I don't mean
maybe it's like Forginson or something, or Helgason. I don't know. So it's
okay.
Forge. I don't know.
I appreciate you bringing that in. That makes me feel better about not having any damn clue.
See, Barstool Sports had a Twitch channel. Barstool Sports no longer has a Twitch channel. I guess they were sponsoring or presenting a boxing pay-per-view the other night, and some guy was broadcasting it over his Twitch channel. And so the guy that was operating the Barstool Sports Twitch channel came into his room and basically threatened to have the guy swatted, like calling the SWAT team to us. Do you know what that is?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Okay. Fuck swatters, man.
Yeah. And they kind of got banned a little bit. Let's see.
Isn't it what it said? They were it's a temporary ban for now. They haven't said how long it's gonna last.
Well, they're not gonna say. It is because
just keep them banned. Don't let them come back.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it says indefinite it can lead to an indefinite suspension, is what the community guidelines say. I don't think it'll ever be back. And if it is, it'll be back because the person that was operating the site isn't the owner of the channel himself, probably. If he was, where it's a business site, then I could see it coming back, and I think it's a little unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, guy straight up threatened to have the dude swatted for rebroadcasting their shit. And so he issued a tweet later on at to like Butta FPS, which is the guy that he threatened. Can't DM, but wanted to give an apology somehow your way too. I was obviously over the line, and there was no reason to take it that far, whether I knew the severity or not. There are simply no excuses. Genuinely sorry for your trouble, sir, and what I've done here. You're a dick, dude. I mean, Sayonara.
Trying to save face.
Yeah.
The if I'm not mistaken, that Barstool thing, it's also like on Snapchat on the like partner promotion thing, discover page. It's the most, if it's the same, I don't know, like it's a cringe fest. Like it's catered towards
What I've
like young
heard.
men. I'm talking about like teenagers. It's so cringy and it's so bad. And I don't even know how they got so popular, but I mean, mumble rap is, so I mean, nothing surprised me anymore, I guess. But it's really like, it wouldn't be a loss to the world if they would never show up again.
Oh, well, if Wes is taking off, let's continue on with the news. I don't know what he was going to hit up next. Maybe
I
the
do.
plagiarism article?
Yes.
Okay.
You can take it away.
I was just trying to fill up the dead space.
All right. So IGN, you know, it's hard to blame IGN for this, and you can't really blame IGN for this, but they have so many writers and editors and people that come up with their stories, and half of them are freelancers. I guess this guy wasn't a freelancer, but there's a game recently came out called Dead Cells, and I don't know anything about the game, but
It's on my to playlist.
huh?
It's on my to playlist.
Gotcha. Well, apparently, the reviewer that wrote the review for it was accused of plagiarizing another a YouTube channel on their review. And let me see. Trying to find the name. Okay. Yeah, YouTuber known under Boomstick Gaming was the one who said, "Hey, this is my shit," basically. Now they've updated this since I posted it to you guys earlier. They have fired the guy.
Good.
So he's gone, and that was really quick. Some of the things that, I mean, it's really ridiculous, and there's no place for it, because people that are out there trying to make small time content and try to do a good job, don't leech their shit when you're a big multi-million-dollar corporation like IGN. It's just ridiculous.
All you had to do was mention them.
Right?
Why not just mention it?
Yeah. It says
To the dude, message him, be like, "I liked what you did. Can I take some of your?"
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, they listed several instances. I just want to read a couple of them to show you guys how bad it was. Boomstick says, Dead Cells only falter slightly with some repetition setting in, especially on the early areas and during longer play sessions. IGN's review said, Dead Cells does falter slightly with some repetition, but it's only felt in its early areas and during extended play sessions. Boomstick says, Dead Cells figures out an intriguing way to have your roguelike and Metroidvania experience all in one by focusing on your failures and encouraging you to try something new the next time. And IGN says, Dead Cells strikes a perfect and engaging balance between the Metroidvania and roguelike experiences by focusing on your failures and urging you to experiment every time you do fail. I mean,
yeah,
it's stuff like that over and over. There's several. And then they found another article from the same guy on October 1st, 2017, where he plagiarized, I guess, I don't know if it's a YouTube channel or what, but Nintendo Life, and on a FIFA 18 review for the Nintendo Switch. So it's not the first time.
it makes you wonder if maybe he didn't plagiarize a little bit for his journalism degree.
Yeah, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
It's the first thing you learn in basic fucking English in college is source that
High
shit.
school.
College, man, you learned that in high school.
I failed English all 3 years of high school.
Well, okay.
Couple of quick hitters. Everybody's going to get on the bad Discord bandwagon now because, you know, kids in chat rooms and predators and shit. Some 14-year-old kid has went missing, and I guess he finally popped up. He turned himself in. I'm assuming unharmed. The news story is really kind of vague, but apparently he took off to meet somebody that he met in Discord and was gone for 3 or so days, and finally found a fire station to turn himself in at when he realized that he was on the news. Doesn't sound like anything.
Survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
I've known you guys for 17 years, and I've never run away.
If you come up here, we can kill you.
I can't even come get him to go to the bourbon trail with me.
I'm gonna find time. We're gonna come down.
It's
the same stuff, man. The same stuff that's been going on since
and
AOL chat rooms.
The story,
ASL.
for all size. The story is real vague though about how he's just magically back home. It doesn't talk about what he did while he was gone. Doesn't talk about why he really left. They're just throwing Discord under the bus and saying, well, we think it's because he met a guy or met somebody on Discord and went to meet him. But then once he's back and he's home and he's safe and nobody's talking about what he did while he was gone.
What did they call it? They called it a chat room for video game players or something like that. Like just ostracizing something that's so mainstream now. I don't know.
Video games kidnap kids now, guys.
What website was that?
Let's see. So I've got it's on a local news station in Illinois, but I found it in several places. It says a Northwest Mississippi teenager has resurfaced in Illinois. Oh shit, he went from Mississippi to Illinois at 14 on his own? No, he did not. No way.
Right, who took him there?
Yeah, I don't know. Olive Branch police say a 14-year-old John Aubrey Peel III turned himself into a fire station in Illinois on Sunday. He'd been missing since Wednesday. His parents told local news outlets that Peel left after he made plans to meet someone in person whom he contacted using the application Discord. That's a communication program for people playing video games. I mean, we're not playing video games right now. We're talking about it, but it's just demonizing video games over and over and over again.
Hey, man, it's easy to make him a bad guy.
I guess.
I was trying to find the little thing where it said his sister
said he'd be home Monday.
He'd be home Monday.
How the hell does she know?
I wonder how old his sister is.
I saw
such a vague article. We'll have to touch on this again. We'll have to keep an eye on this and see if any more news from that comes out.
Yeah, he'll be home Monday, and he turned himself in Sunday.
Yeah,
that's weird.
He knew.
It's
there's something. News. There's totally something going on that I'm not talking about. Apparently, they're making a Minecraft movie, and it has apparently lost its screenwriter and director. So,
is it going to be animated or live action?
Oh my god! Please make it be a live action Minecraft.
That would be hilarious.
Oh my god! I would love that.
30 minutes later, he's got 3 bricks.
I could see a guy with a huge backpack of like 100 dirt blocks on his back. I would say it's going to be like the video game, probably like a Lego movie or the Telltale game. Hopefully it'll look like that.
Can't be any worse than Rampage.
2 nuggets.
That thing would be on the Emoji Movie level, I think.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Get TJ Miller in there and...
Now here's one. It's not so much news, but this is something that people should be aware of. Xbox One adds 3 new backwards compatible games. This caught my eye, and so I read the article, and I was like, ooh, Prince of Persia. Sign Mora and Earth Defense Force 2025. I was not impressed, but I continued reading the article because I remember one of my favorite games back in the day was supposed to be released recently, and I own it digitally, so I'm kind of like, where is it? And down here in the article, it said Microsoft has been regularly rolling out new backwards compatible games in recent weeks. 2 Splinter Cell titles, Blacklist and Double Agent. Hey, Blacklist too? Wow, that's 3 then, because Conviction showed up as well. But Double Agent was the one in particular I've been looking at. And I went, now that I saw it was backwards compatible, I went and I checked in my apps and my games and apps. It wasn't installed, obviously, so I went down to the ready to install where it should be happily waiting for me to install, and it wasn't there. I actually went to the store, clicked on Browse Games, went down to the subsection for backwards compatible games, and found a whole shit ton of backwards compatible Xbox 360 games and original Xbox games that I own that are not in my ready to install list.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so if you guys have some take some time if you bought any games digitally on the Xbox, because when it was going on its way out, and I got an Xbox One, I started just hoarding Xbox 360 games digitally whenever they were released free ones or those huge sales at Christmas and in the summer and everything, New Year. And so I have a ton of those games, and yeah, but they're releasing them as backwards compatible, and they're not showing up in your list for ready to install. So for some reason, you have to go search for them. And I found several games that weren't showing up. So might be worth your time to go take a look in the store under backwards compatible games. Click the little see all part and show all the games that are backwards compatible and see which ones you own. It'll show you right underneath it as you're browsing down through all the games which ones you own. So
I'll get this problem fixed for you.
Uh-oh.
I'm tweeting Mr. Microsoft himself.
There you go.
While you're
At Bill
it,
Gates.
while you're at it, let them know they need to make Rockstar Table Tennis backwards compatible. That's number one priority.
Number one.
Numero uno.
The best Rockstar game.
So
I put it in a bubble and sent it away.
we're talking about Fallout 76. The beta, break it early, test, whatever, is going to be the full game, apparently. So it's not really
And I like that it'll carry over.
It's not really a beta. You know what I think this is doing?
Hate that it'll carry over. It's giving people the opportunity to spend money to get a head start.
You know what it is, though? It's coming out on the Xbox One first, with PS4 and PC to follow. Do you think they have an exclusive deal with Xbox One? And this is their way around it, is by releasing the full game as a beta early.
No.
I mean, why?
You got a good point.
How early?
Is the beta
A month
being
early?
released across all three platforms?
It comes out in October.
It's coming out in October to Xbox One, and then it just says that PS4 and PC will follow later in the year.
For the beta or for the actual game?
Well,
Beta.
for the
But how
beta,
long
we're
does
talking
the
about
beta
just the
last,
beta.
though?
Well, it can't
It's
be
probably
more than a
gonna be
month.
3 days. It will probably be 3 days early, like always when they do like those exclusive betas.
I don't.
If it's only 3 days, then I don't
The
think that's a
quote
way of getting
is-
around.
No. The beta will be longer, but it's basically the full game, and then they shut it off until the game comes out in the November. But what Zach was saying, which I agree with him, was that they get a head start. Like everybody who doesn't pre-order and spend more money already, they get a head start because you cannot forget it's not just a single player game; it's
an
PvP
online
elements.
game.
Yeah,
You're
it's an
gonna
online
be
game.
PvP
So
out
all the
there.
people
You're
that
giving people
pre-ordered-
such a
Yeah.
head start.
And that's a shitty thing. Like I don't like it. Like it's not like everybody will be balanced. So
Everybody that gets it after it comes out is going to be behind everybody else for a month.
You're gonna have their
Behind
nukes
to the
and they're
point in a
hoarding
game
them.
where people can come and grief you if they want to. They could just, oh, look at that new player. Let's just
Yep.
fuck with him, and then just ruin the. I think it's gonna backfire on Bethesda pretty hard, and you're gonna get people who are leaving reviews about, oh, hey, I would have liked to play this game, but I've just been beaten to a pulp because of these people who got the game early, and I don't stand a chance. I don't know. I guess you could say that about anything, like even with Age of Conan or something like that.
It
Or
looks
Conan
like
Exiles or whatever.
the actual
Yeah.
release date is November 14th, and it comes out on PS4, Xbox One, and PC all at the same time. So why does the beta start on Xbox One with PlayStation and PC to follow sometime later? Understand the logic.
that's what I'm saying. Like it's basically they have like an exclusive contract for like, just some stuff like marketing. Maybe like Sony has with Destiny. But
So this isn't a beta. This is an early access for pre.
yeah. Well, it's an early access, but in early access it gets stopped. You cannot play it anymore. Like let's say the beta is open a week, right? That's gonna go 1 week, and then they stop it. You got your head start, and then you can play it again once the game drops. So that's what it is. It's not gonna be like a game preview or something. I highly doubt that they're gonna market it as beta for pre-orders, and they can play from October, like a month early. I don't think that. Well, that's stupid of them, and that will backfire big time if they do it like that. It already will backfire for the people who are more aware of like PvP balancing issues.
Here's the thing right here. A couple of weeks ago, this is from the article on IGN. A couple of weeks ago, community manager Jurassica revealed that the beta would begin in October and Bethesda would be, quote, selecting people who have pre-ordered the game from a participating retailer, unquote. She also confirmed that they would start small and grow over time. That doesn't sound like a 3-day beta to me.
No, it does not.
And there only is a month and a half from the time it comes out to the time the actual game is released.
Oh.
And you're still talking about having to release it for PS4 and PC.
And another thing which I have an issue with, can we please stop, everybody in the gaming industry, stop calling betas when they're a month away from a game. That's not a beta. That's a server test or something. That's a demo.
And
a beta would be like 6 or 8 months away.
And can every video game company please stop making your own fucking launchers?
Good
Yes.
God.
Yes.
If there's one thing, man, that I wish I could change, screw the beta thing. You just do whatever you want to, and that just use Steam. Like, I understand that they're probably making more money by releasing their own launcher, so they don't have to give, because Steam takes a cut for whatever sold on their platform or whatever. But just come on, like, even if you want to charge, I don't know, $62 on Steam, that way so you still make your $60 and Steam gets their $2 cut or whatever, that's fine with me. I'll pay the extra couple bucks to get it through Steam. Just don't make me have the Epic launcher and then a Bethesda launcher and then an Origins and then a BattleNet and then a Uplay and then, or God forbid you give me Steam games that I can buy, and then I also have to run them through Uplay, even though I bought them on Steam.
Don't forget Rockstar.
Rockstar. Well, I mean,
They've got their own too. Yeah,
I didn't know Rockstar has their own. Does it have table tennis on it?
Probably. I think it does. Actually, I'm not sure.
Does it?
I think it
No
might.
way.
I think.
No way.
I can't confirm.
He's looking it up right now. Look
I'm
at it.
absolutely looking
He's
that
going
up right
for
now
it.
because I'll buy all you sons of bitches Rockstar table tennis, and that's all we're playing.
What did you guys play this week?
Maybe it's not a launcher.
Rockstar
It's just
table
that
tennis.
social club or something.
I'm so dehydrated. I'm thirsty. Be right back.
Oh,
I heart you guys already.
I'll be right back.
I miss you too.
Oh, you can get an emulator that'll play it. Check that out. It doesn't. I don't see anything, man.
See the games collection. Just my games? No. I mean soon.
Didn't they announce though, like all the way back when they announced the backwards compatibility, that table tennis will be on there, or was it like in the pictures when they?
I thought so.
I thought so too. Like
Check
it's not
out this article. Why Rockstar table tennis was even more important than GTA 5.
It was definitely on the picture for backwards compatibility. I remember that game
that's what
being
I
on
thought,
on the official picture that they used. I'd read that article. I never played it. I know a lot of people loved it, but
Oh my god, dude, it was so well done, incredibly well done. Hell,
I don't like ping pong in real life.
Oh,
Dude,
you
I
will
don't
like it.
You,
I don't like in real life that much either, but the game was so much fun.
our mission brief at Rockstar has been clear to us from when we founded the company to make titles with innovative gameplay about subject matters we were interested in. That's why they made the game.
What did we find out?
And
Is it on
skimming an
there?
article about why Rockstar table tennis was more important than GTA 5. Oh, it made GTA 4, Red Dead Redemption, and more possible because of the game engine they used for it.
They use Euphoria.
No, it was Rockstar Advanced Game Engine, the Rage engine. That was made prior to the launch of the 360 and the PlayStation 3. It was just a simulator to show it off, but it was so good that they decided to fully release it.
Internet.
And blah blah blah. Obsession to detail and all this kind of stuff about it. As of 2016, they're talking about they're making analogous to Midnight Club being the one and only true open city racing game.
Midnight Club is a really deal.
It was the first Rockstar Xbox exclusive. The audio was better than most sports games of the time, all that kind of jazz. But I don't see anything about it being backwards compatible, and that bums me out every day. I actually went out and bought it because I just assumed. I assumed a title like Rockstar Table Tennis would be backwards compatible. So I'm at a reselling store here in town, and I'm like, oh shit, Rockstar Table Tennis? I gotta have that, and picked it up and threw it in the Xbox One, and it's like, I play that game.
Not today.
And I'm just like, well, you don't want to go spend $120 to get a used 360 console or whatever it is. But I almost do.
I got you. I got you. Hook up.
I know somebody that's trying to sell a few. Last of the article is really just rounding this shit out. Apparently Robert Redford is retiring from acting, which makes me sad.
Oh, really?
Yep, he was the man. Last film, The Old Man and the Gun, will open this fall. Jon Favreau is doing a Star Wars live action series that's going to be 10 episodes. Apparently, Disney's budgeting $100 million for this.
It's the Game of Thrones of the Star Wars
universe. And I don't know if you guys know who Jon Favreau is, but he was an actor. He also directed Iron Man. Directed quite a few. Did he direct Rudy? I think he directed Rudy. Anyway, I've always liked his work. He's really good, but he was never he's in a lot of movies, but he's not ever a star in the movie. It's kind of like the fat odd man out. So, but it's an Untitled series taking place 7 years after Return of the Jedi. It'll center on new characters. Favreau's pinning the show and producing it as well.
Has any channel picked it up yet, or is it supposed to be
exclusively on Disney's upcoming streaming service?
Oh,
God damn it.
Yeah, you say that. I just heard about DC's upcoming streaming service. I mean, not being much of a comic book fan, but I'm still kind of interested in it. It's like $8 a month or something like that, and you get access to like their entire library of comics.
They're trying to. Everything's cable. Everything's going to cable. Like
it is.
Cable's dying, and streaming and whatever subscription services or individual subscription services are taking over.
It's true, but would you rather pay the $100 and get a cable?
I'd rather just watch it on Fire Stick.
Or would you rather just pay for the content that you
and banned? I don't know. There's just too many of them to keep up. Okay, like you can't even watch half of them if you do have cable. CBS All Access. Used to be able to go to CBS and watch every one of their shows for free. Now you need CBS All Access to watch the new Star Trek show, along with God knows what else, which is a great segue because I read the news today that Sir Patrick Stewart is to play Captain Jean-Luc Picard again in a new Star Trek series.
Yet again.
And that makes me excited. I don't know. Let's see. It is a all new series. Not a continuation of Star Trek The Next Generation, but an entirely new series that follows Picard in the next chapter of his life.
Cool.
I don't like Star Trek, and I didn't watch much. I kind of like it, but I don't. But I did like The Next Generation, and I do like Captain Picard. And God,
someone going on another lettuce run.
That excites me. I'm excited to see this. So
yeah, definitely.
Nope.
Are we going to touch on Valve's new game?
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
Why? Wait a minute. Why does it have to be a Dota 2 card collecting game? I'm so tired of these card games, man.
I'm right there with you. I agree. I can't believe that Valve doesn't come out with, our next big game, we're finally doing Half-Life 3, or we're releasing a new Team Fortress 3, or anything
another Next to Dead.
right? Another Left 4 Dead or anything like that. What they come out with is they've partnered up with the Magic guy to make a card game. Blows my mind. I do think they're doing some interesting things with it, but at the same time, the whole 3-lane aspect to this new game, they did that with the Elder Scrolls trading card game that came out last year. They have 3 separate lanes that you push through. They don't quite have the towers or whatever they talked about in this one. I'm also a little surprised that it's gonna cost $20.
Oh, I thought it was gonna. I just assumed it would be free to play.
No, it is going to cost $20
Greedy
in
fucks.
North America. They don't have any pricing out internationally yet for it. The article didn't go into any other specifics with the game though, other than just an overview of how you'd play it. I have some questions about how's the trading card game, so you obviously are going to have packs, right? So are you only going to be able to get those packs through playing, or are you going to be able to spend $20 to buy the game and then spend more money to get more card packs? I'd be surprised if Valve went that route, but they're making a trading card game. Why wouldn't they?
I mean, you guys play PUBG and you paid $30 for it, and now you're paying for. No, I'm just kidding.
I haven't paid. I
I
haven't
did.
paid for anything. But
I paid for the next one that just came out too.
no, you didn't.
Oh wait, it doesn't have a next one yet.
Okay.
Boom!
Oh,
Another Sasquatch.
maybe they're rethinking that one.
Yeah,
no,
I don't know.
it'll
I
come
just
out
thought
for
that was
the
interesting.
snow map.
That's okay. I paid for the next season of Fortnite with money that I earned by playing the last season of Fortnite.
Oh, cha-ching,
Mm.
cha-ching.
So, yeah, I can't believe it's a card game. When I
can't
saw
either.
that, and I was like another Dota 2 themed. Hey Tess, another Dota 2 themed customizable card game. I can't do it. I don't like Hearthstone. I don't like. Oh, I can't.
Money, man. If
They are lucrative and they're huge on Twitch.
They're very lucrative. So if they're people watch it. I don't know why, but they the microtransactions, if they put them in there, that's very lucrative, especially if like you said, people who like the game or who like that kind of Twitch here, watch me doing. That's another thing. How can you play? Wouldn't you be afraid to play a card? If I think I would stream poker, me playing poker with randoms on the internet, and I'm streaming that, they always see my hand. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, but what is so fun playing a card game when they can exactly see your hand when you stream it? I don't understand it.
I guess you're just at that point just kind of looking for there's so many people out there streaming, maybe they're not to the point where they're looking at your hand. And
Gotcha.
I don't know, because I understand what you're saying, but a lot of the upper there people who are playing against in Legend or whatever it is in Hearthstone, they very rarely ever talk about stream snipers, because I do my fair share of watching Hearthstone, and I don't know. No, I never really heard anyone talk about stream snipers.
I mean, I can see it happening, but there's ways you can combat that. So
Yeah.
that was about it for. Well, yeah, I ran out of my news. You got any other ones?
No, that was the only one I really wanted to bring up, all what we had looked up today.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass this one question along just because it's a good one. What was your favorite childhood cereal? Now, obviously, what is your favorite cereal when you were a child? Tess
Honeycomb.
Bateman asked that, so what's going on, Yankees? Honeycombs.
Honeycomb.
Oh, man.
I
I don't even know
lied.
if they make honeycombs anymore.
I lied. Mine's not Trix. I would have to say Fruity Pebbles, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I would probably say Corn Pops or Honey Smacks.
Pops are good. Both good
Ooh,
choices.
honey smack, yeah.
Yeah.
You all motherfuckers are the unhealthy cereal. I
He's like,
swear.
I like mucilix.
I like to
Here,
eat
this isn't
spinach.
Oh, I'm eating my unsweetened Wheaties
I have olive oil. No,
in a bowl of
The-
water.
in German, it was similar to Cocoa Puffs. I don't know what it was called, but it was like normal cornflakes, but they were chocolate covered.
Oh,
Like,
we're the
almost-
fat asses
We're
now.
But, they didn't have corn syrup in it. So that's a big different.
Oh, listen. The difference between having corn syrup in something and having sugar in something is negligible, man.
No, it's bad. Corn syrup
It's-
is bad, and no
Corn
preservatives.
syrup's
You're
bad
welcome,
for you,
world.
just like sugar's bad for you.
Yeah, it's just cheaper.
It's just cheaper. It's cheaper
High
to mass
fructose corn syrup is
corn
the
and
devil. Let's
squish
be
the-
real, but
Oh, I'm right there with you. But on the same level that just sugar is, it's not any worse for you. It's just, they put high fructose corn syrup in there because it's easier to get that than it is to spend money on.
it might be worse than sugar. But as far as fat and unhealthy wise, like fatness level, it's still, yeah. Sugar is still bad.
Sugar's bad. Low carb's the way to be.
All right, we got to go to the wild and wacky news of the week. Sasquatch Nugget, what you got, man?
Ooh.
He's
I
like,
got a good one this week. It doesn't involve food yet again. But we all fear getting old, or I do anyways. And, you always threaten your parents that you'll put them in a home for doing bad things. Well, if you were going to escape your home, what would you do? If you were going to get out of your nursing home and you had one chance to do it, you're like 92 years old, what would you guys do?
I
Buy
would
a
go walk
woman.
around naked in a
Rob a
Walmart.
bank.
go buy me a
See?
old unclean woman.
I'm down with naked and a lot of sex. Well, these two gentlemen that were found escaped from their nursing home at, I would assume the way I read the article, the world's largest heavy metal concert.
They escaped. Their
is
nursing
where
home
they
was.
were- Yes.
Their nursing
go
home was at a.
to-
Okay.
No, they escaped from the nursing home and they went to a heavy metal festival. 70 sold out festival, 75,000 people there. And these two were there.
Oh man, are we talking like this is a nursing home, like old people that are being
nursing
cared
home,
for,
yes.
and they just go rocking out. That's awesome.
And I hope they were naked.
Hey Nugget, I read the article too. So since it's from my home country, I want to know how you would pronounce that festival's name, the place it's been.
What I would be doing there as a 90-year-old man, whacking. All right, whacking open air, baby.
I guess that's probably how you mosh pit there, though, man. You're just whacking at the open air, right?
How do you pronounce it, Vasco?
Vakken.
Close enough.
We'll put a
You,
fucking
you
in
and
there.
we don't do W's. We pronounce
V.
W as a V.
I went to the rock concert and I was vacuuming it the whole time.
I was naked and vacuuming away at the air. Oh, I sort of went Irish.
So
there, I
the
think.
police, or did they arrest him, or did they? I guess they just took him back to their.
Apparently, they got a taxi. That might be another word in German for like
Cab.
a NASCAR came and picked him up and took him for a ride. But it was followed by the police, and then the home actually sent someone to pick them up.
Oh my god.
But the police spokeswoman said they were in a disoriented and dazed. So I'm wondering if they were drunk and high as
Dropping
fuck.
acid at the rock.
Absolutely, they were.
That's awesome.
Or maybe they were just trying to play it off so they didn't get in trouble. They was like, Alzheimer's acting up. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Wasn't there?
Goddamn.
I think it was it Alan Wake? Wasn't there like two really old, elderly rock star rock?
Yeah.
That's what it makes
Yeah.
me think of.
That's where you run down off the stage and he's like, I'm going to use the flaming eye of Mordor.
Hell yeah.
Fucking Alan Wake.
Rock on. All right, guys. Closing comments. Anybody got anything? Anybody need to get anything off their
Well,
chest?
My girlfriend said earlier she likes the Marvel movies and her favorite movie is Twilight. So that was her comment of nerd news.
There
which-
we go.
Okay.
Twilight,
Um,
sparkly vampires. Twilight's not as bad as people make it out to be, but I like the Marvel
I don't
movies.
have a problem with sparkly vampires. What I have a problem with is werewolves that just turn into regular fucking wolves. That's not a werewolf. That's a
True.
shapeshifter.
This
There's a
is
goddamn
true.
difference.
This is true. All
My
right.
closing comment.
Is it really German chocolate cake though, Tess? Or would they just be eating cake at that point?
Did Germans eat German chocolate cake, or is that a made-up American thing? Pascal?
Pascal.
What's going on? German chocolate?
Huh?
Ah,
What you mean, you people?
Tess says, "Do Germans eat German chocolate cake, or is that a made-up American thing?"
The German chocolate cake that is in America is not really authentic German chocolate cake. The real authentic German chocolate cake is pronounced Schwarzwälder Kirschtorte, which means Black Forest, German Black Forest cake, cherry cake. It has cherry liquor in it. So it's yeah.
Do like some Black Forest ice cream. I've had some of that.
The only thing I like in a Black Forest is women and ham. No.
That's right.
Wow.
And now we need a rainbow to go across the screen that says, "The more you know."
Dun, 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 dun. All right, guys. Well, next Tuesday sound good for you all around 10:15, 10:30?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Get me in here. Let me
Sure.
talk.
All
Get me
right.
riled up about corn syrup.
Well, Nugget, Pascal, Sue Spider, it's been real. We got to get the fuck out of here. So I forgot how I end this. So